Today we're going to go over a Reddit story title. Am I the a-hole for kicking my daughter and wife out? Before we begin, I wanted to mention that there are two different stories with the same title, so I've combined them into one video. It starts off, I, 39 male, had a daughter with my wife, 42 female. When I turned 20, my now 19-year-old daughter has grown up to be a bit of an attention seeker and has often spread lies about others to try and stir drama with herself at the center, playing the victim. Now, I honestly don't try anymore after I told her multiple times to stop and just tell her that she's digging her own grave. The main problem happened 6 days ago when my daughter came up to me asking for $200 to go to the mall with her friends. I refused, and she started pleading with me. I'd already given her money during the month, so I told her no repeatedly. She slowly got more and more frustrated until she eventually screamed at me, asking what the point of having a rich guy marry her mom was if he wouldn't give her daughter money. I immediately retorted, telling her that I was her father and that I wasn't some ATM she could just use any time. We started yelling until she blurted out that I was nothing more than an ATM to her, because I wasn't even her biological father. I was really appalled and asked her where she got that idea from. She realized what she said as she furiously tried to cover it up, until I told her I would kick her out if she wouldn't tell me the reason she said that. She told me that my wife sat her down after she turned 18 and told her that since she was an adult, she needed to know the truth, that my wife cheated on me with 3 different people during the conceiving period of her birth, and there was a strong chance I wasn't her father since I always used a condom. She told my daughter to never tell me since I'd been funding their lifestyles, and it was better if I didn't know and kept giving them money. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. My goal is to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the month. I really would appreciate the support. I was shocked and heartbroken. When my wife came home, I confronted her and yelled at her after she confirmed everything. I told her to get out of my home immediately, and she started bawling, saying that I was cruel and that I needed to support her and her daughter since I had been doing so all this time. I kicked both of them out, but I let my daughter get $200 in cash because I knew she wouldn't have a job or savings, and she was less to blame than my wife. I am currently talking with my lawyer about pressing legal action against her and trying to get a divorce. However, she is being uncooperative. We ran a DNA test on my daughter, and it turned out that I wasn't her father. However, now my in-laws are telling me to take my soon-to-be ex back since she was young and made mistakes. My own family is telling me to take my stepdaughter back since she was raised like my own, but she kept a secret like this from me and tried to use me like her mother, so I said no. They're all blowing me up right now trying to get me to change my mind, so am I the a-hole? I thank all of you who have seen and shared your opinions. I know some are calling it a troll, and they made a valid point. DNA tests do take longer than 6 days, and I know many will not believe this and also call it fake, but I meant to type weeks. I made a mistake, and if you do believe it to be fake, you can believe that. And my daughter cooperated with me because she came back to my house begging me for more money since she blew it all on what I have no clue. I was still furious with her, but I couldn't let her run around the city without food or shelter. I told her that if she cooperated and helped me, I would give her some money monthly. I won't leave a young girl helpless in a city, even if the circumstances are bad. I won't take her back or give her anywhere near as much money as I used to, but I will still help. Story number 2. It starts off with I, 32 male, and my wife, Andy, 34 female, have been together for about 3 years now, and we have been married for one of those years. We get along really well. The only problem is her daughter, Carrie, 16 female. She is a daughter from my wife's previous marriage. Her father, my wife's ex-husband, died in a car accident about 5 years ago. When me and Andy started dating, we took things really slow. She didn't introduce me to Carrie until she knew things were serious between us. When I met Carrie, she was acting really distant, and overall she was mean to me. But I understood that, of course. I tried to bond with her and spend some time together, but I never forced her to do anything she didn't want to do. I told her to address me by my first name and had no intention of replacing her father. I just wanted us to get along. Things got better, but sometimes she was rude to me and made some inappropriate comments. I never said anything to her because my wife told me to just give her some time. Things really escalated after our marriage. I offered my wife and her daughter to live in my house. Andy immediately agreed. Her daughter not so much. But since she was 15 at the time, my wife gave her no choice. That's when the problem started. Carrie would intentionally make a mess in the kitchen, like destroying glasses and plates, and leave the sharp glass on the ground. She would throw things out of the window and insult our neighbors, etc. This would happen like twice a week. I admit I have a bad temper, so sometimes I yelled at her and made her clean her mess. But I never laid my hands on her and never physically punished her. My wife repeatedly told her to stop behaving like that, but it didn't help. This went on for about a year. Last week she had outdone herself. Me and Andy were coming home from dinner and the garage door was open. We found Carrie there and she was destroying my car. I have a BMW X5, so a pretty expensive one. She slashed 2 tires with a knife and scratched the surface with her keys. I completely snapped. I told her evil little bitch and to get the F out of my house. My wife sided with her and said that Carrie was just acting out and I shouldn't call her like that. I was furious and told my wife that if she was okay with Carrie destroying my stuff, she could get the F out as well. We argued for about 15 minutes. During the argument, I said that I wanted Carrie to pay for my car, and if she didn't, I would sue her. I have a camera in my garage and have everything recorded. Andy told me I couldn't do that and that I was heartless. In response to that, I told them both to pack their bags and get out. It was almost 12 p.m. They packed and left. When I think about it now, I know I could handle the situation better and more calmly. But I think this kind of had to happen. We will be having a divorce, and I will be seeing a lawyer to sue Carrie for destroying my car. I was just so fed up with her constantly destroying stuff and overall being toxic. I talked about this with my parents, and my mom kind of thinks I'm the a-hole. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Be sure to like and subscribe as it helps the channel to grow. Comment what you think about the situation below. Thanks for watching.